Hey everybody, you're watching a physio named Jonah. That's this guy. Ankle sprains can be a huge bummer, and sometimes after spraining their ankles, people can feel as though they're just doomed to repetitively sprain them over and over again for the rest of their life. But what if that was not at all the case? In this video, I'm going to be running you through 3 exercises that you can use to improve the dynamic stability of your ankles and help prevent those pesky ankle sprains that nobody appreciates or enjoys. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell so you're notified when I release new videos just like this one. I'm a Canadian physiotherapist who makes videos on the physio world, which includes making videos on how not to sprain your ankles and then end up in a clinic seeing somebody like me. Which, when I say it out loud, doesn't sound like the best business decision. Let's dive right in with our first exercise, lateral hops. Ankle sprains frequently happen because we lose control of our body in space and end up rolling our foot underneath of us. Exercises that force us to control how we move side to side, and in particular land on our ankles, are incredibly helpful at making sure our bodies are ready to prevent this roll from happening. When doing this exercise, take your time with each jump and make sure you stick the landing. This is what's going to train your body to be stable on one foot when landing and moving from side to side. You should be landing with a soft bend in the knee, and it should be nice and quiet when you land because you're absorbing the force of your jump each and every time. Second exercise today for improving the dynamic stability of your ankles and preventing those ankle sprains is the uneven surface clock tap. Again, if we want to prevent our ankle from rolling uncontrollably to help us prevent sprains, then why not train in situations that are going to try and force our ankles to roll around, like standing on something that's unsteady or uneven. You can obviously use equipment like foam pads or Bosu balls to stand on, but at home you can also just use a cushion or pillow like I'm showing here. Standing on one leg with a slight bend in the knee, we rotate the other leg around from front to back, tapping the ground like we were tapping the numbers on a clock. Important with this one, keep the ankle nice and steady, and try to keep the leg that's balancing you pointing your knee forwards all throughout the motion. And finally, today's final exercise of the 3, single leg deadlifts. The single leg deadlift is one of my favorite balance exercises for ankles and in general because of how much movement you have to control. You can do this exercise with weights, or you can do it without weights and vary in your arm positions. This is very similar to the Warrior 3 pose seen in yoga if you're familiar with that movement. The idea here is to stabilize your ankle and support leg while moving the rest of your body around it. Slight bend in the knee, lift your opposite leg behind you while leaning your torso forward without rounding through your back. Focusing on the control of your ankle here is key for preventing sprains. You want to really try and move your body back and forth through this motion while maintaining a nice, strong foot position. Now that we've gone through those exercises, I wanted to take a second and talk about why those exercises are helpful at helping us prevent our ankle sprains. Our bodies are incredible at learning. If we train them in a certain way and teach them a certain movement pattern that we want to use, they're going to be able to apply that movement pattern when they're challenged and tested in the outside world. Exercises like these that challenge your ankle to remain stable improve your body's ability to hold that stable position when they're tested in real-life situations. If you practice stabilizing your ankle in novel and challenging situations, it becomes a lot more likely that your body is going to be ready to handle something when it comes up in the outside world and prevent that roll and sprain from happening. These 3 exercises are definitely not the only ones out there though, and instead of thinking of them as the 3 most incredible best exercises you can do, I want you to think of them as representing different types of movements, all of which can be helpful in stabilizing your ankles. The lateral hop represents exercises that train side-to-side explosive movements with control. These are exercises that help us make sure that we're better able to prevent rolling our ankle when moving in awkward positions like sports make us do. The clock tap represents training on uneven surfaces with one foot. This is a great way to stabilize your ankles through training, and there are tons of variations here. Sky's really the limit here with creativity when we're just on an uneven surface. And finally, the single leg deadlift represents single leg resistance training activities. This can incorporate squats, calf raises, lunge variations, anything that gets you moving around on one foot stabilized using weights or your body weight resistance. Great ways to make sure that you are improving the overall strength of your ankle that you want to stabilize. My recommendation is that if you really want to be serious about preventing ankle sprains in the future, you want to make sure that you're doing exercises regularly as a part of your routine that satisfy these 3 different groupings. The 3 exercises specifically that I went through today are a great place to start, but don't feel as though they're the only exercises out there for you. There are lots of different options. If you have made it to this point in the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful as you prepare to work on stabilizing up those ankles. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I do my best to answer within a couple days, and I look forward to chatting with you there. But most importantly though, guys, as always, move your body, have a laugh today, and I will see you at the next video.